kids and your kids get into it, you bring them in.
I got grandkids now.
Well,
yeah.
Congratulations. I'm far away from having grandkids. My oldest is 12. I swear, if I become a grandfather soon, I'll be very upset at him. But and impressed slightly, but more upset. But so I got kids, and you know when these guys get into it and they fight, and as a father, you first let them do their thing. And there's levels of fights, right? Level 1, level 2, level 3, they got
right.
6, 7, maybe 8, 9, you kind of get involved. Okay, we got to talk, guys. And you start off by saying, hey, what do you guys, agree on? This is your brother. You'll love him. This is your this. And you kind of go through it. So let's just say we're trying to figure out a way to put the people from the left and the right and the center in the same room, okay? Yep. And you're the mediator. They've hired you, Erik. That's your new job, okay? To mediate these guys. Easy job, not a tough one.
Hell has frozen over.
It has frozen over. And you show up, right? And you're trying to bring them together. What do you ask them? Like, what do you say? You say, hey, guys, can we all agree that America is the greatest country in the world? No, it's not. Do you know what we've done? Okay, let me try a different way. Do you guys love your family? I love my family, but I know he doesn't love his family. How do you start to get these guys to start at a common,
I think the amplification of social media of idiots is, look, I think I think you're going to see an awakening of what were traditional Democrats that feel abandoned by that party, and even Black and Hispanic votes that are, most Black and Hispanic voters know what a male and a female is. They know.
Muslims as well, by the way. You can put Muslims in that too.
Absolutely.
They definitely know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you focus on basic economic opportunity. Again, a candidate that runs on decartelizing industry wins. What did the U.S. Army do? The mission of the U.S. Army after World War II in Germany: denazification, demilitarization, and decartelization. The difference, again, I'm drawing on that book from Tepper. Seeing what John D. Rockefeller did, controlling most of the hydrocarbon industry in all of America. And then when the Sherman antitrust laws come along and they break up Standard Oil and it becomes all kinds of oil companies. And John Rockefeller made more money doing that because he had a bunch of businesses. But the Germans saw that and they did that to their industry. And so it made it very easy in the 1920s, as they became bigger and bigger cartels after World War II, very easy for the Nazi Party to control German industry, much easier to control 30 companies than 30,000 entrepreneur-led companies. We need America. We need hundreds of thousands of entrepreneur-led businesses with a very sharp elbow competition instead of the Fortune 500. Here's the thing. Even in the last 20 years, there is half the amount of public listed companies than there used to be. Why? Over consolidation. And how is that allowed to happen? Because it's like a $220, for every dollar you spend in lobbying, they get $220 return. It's like
what a great rate.
22,000% return, which is why we have too many damn lobbyists in Washington, D.C. And the 5 counties surrounding Washington, D.C. are the wealthiest per capita in the country. All of that is not a sign of a healthy society. So fix that.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt, total badass, got shot while he was campaigning, finished his speech, then he went and got fixed. He led a very, very rough but effective antitrust effort. We need that in America. A rising boat, a rising tide really does lift all boats, and making it possible, whether you are super poor or you're middle class or whatever, easier to start a business, to get access to capital, all the rest. And it's even the same argument on governance. One of my favorite authors is Hernando de Soto, and he wrote Invisible Capital and the Other Path. And he was a Peruvian economist. He was a Peruvian, managed a big construction firm in Switzerland, made all kinds of money, went back to Peru and said, Why is Peru so rough? Why is Switzerland so nice? And he built a consulting firm around installing the basic building blocks of capitalism, like title for your land, a bank account, a business license, a commercial remediation, a way to commercially adjudicate disputes, all the things we take for granted, right? If you want a business, you want to form a business in America, you can call 10 states and get it done for $200 in half an hour. You can get a bank account. You can get that stuff exists, but the more regulation, this runaway regulatory state that now puts out like an average of 78,000 pages of rules, which has the force of law, which has never been voted on. When the regulatory state's allowed to do that, we truly have a constitutional crisis, because we're supposed to have 3 branches of government, executive, legislative, judiciary, but we have a 4th permanent state bureaucracy that is not elected, not accountable, yet can write rules with the force of law. That must change.